Welcome to Erik Bank and this interview with Luis Gomez, CEO of AAC ClydeSpace. AAC ClydeSpace is an access company here at Erik Bank, and they are operating in the satellite industry. We have a target price of 3.8 to 4 Swedish crowns per share at a high risk. Welcome, Luis. A lot has happened recently in the company with two acquisitions and also raising of new capital. Will you please give us a short rundown on the recent developments?
Good morning. Yes, so the last few months have seen quite a lot of activity from our side. So we have been long talking about some acquisitions. We had said that for long that we were quite interested in bringing in new companies to the group, mostly to give us an expanded geographic presence, but also an expanded technology baseline and product baseline. So the last few weeks of the realization of that desire, we have been working on these for some time, and with these we have just built a much stronger and bigger group of companies, and then. As a last item or a last action on that plan, we actually did a capital raise that went quite well. So we had an oversubscribed direct share placement. So it has been an exciting and quite successful few weeks for us.
Beginning with the Space Quest, if we look at acquisitions, how do they fit in when it comes to products, technology, and also perhaps even more importantly when it comes to geographical presence and footprint in the US?
So the acquisition of Space Quest does actually meet several of our strategic objectives. So as you mentioned, it actually achieves our geographical expansion objective into the US. So we had long had an objective to actually be present, not just by selling and by doing business in the US, that we already do quite a lot. So we do about 30% of our business in the US. But we actually wanted to be present in the country. We wanted to be manufacturing in the US. And the acquisition of Space Quest allows us to do exactly that. So it is a manufacturer that has been delivering satellites in orbit for many years. They have a great business selling component systems. But the other thing that Space Quest is also very important to us for is the fact that they have developed a space as a service business very successfully over the last few years. So they provide data, particularly AIS data, to a range of customers in the US, and they have develop the technology, the infrastructure, and the operation setup to do that. So not only they have developed the constellation of satellites, so they have a constellation of satellites that they operate and deliver the service, but they also have a ground segment, and they develop the operations capability to manage that, to distribute the data. So that actually comes very much towards our own plans, or helps our own plans of developing a space as a service business, and it will be a great addition to our forward planning in that area.
How does their customer base look like?
So they have a variety of customers, both in the hardware business. So they supply many university institutions, but also many commercial organizations. So they have long supplied commercial companies throughout the US that are building and launching satellites. And then on the space as a service, they have a variety of customers. Some of them are common to us already. So they are providing data to several companies in the US and outside the US.
Looking at Hyperion Technologies, does that fit in any differently into the new AAC ClydeSpace? How does what's the appeal to you?
So Hyperion Technologies fulfills a different strategic objective, and that is the one of expanding our technology and expanding our product range. So Hyperion has developed over the years a great set of avionics and equipments that they sell, particularly in the AOCS, not only on the attitude and orbit control system, So they have developed a range of products in that area, and those are very well regarded in the market. So we looked at them as expanding our technological capability. At the same time, they have been working very much on things like propulsion and in laser communications, and those are areas that we definitely are going to need more in the future. So our satellites will benefit from that. Our customers will benefit from us having access to those technologies, and particularly on the laser communications, we are very excited because of the kind of new opportunities that opens to the satellite industry. So we looked at Hyperion. Of course, we are also interested in their geographical presence in the Netherlands, but we look very much at Hyperion as a company that brings to us new capabilities and new products that we can mix and match with our existing offerings, and we can actually make a much stronger offering to the market, both on the subsystems side of our market, but also on the satellites.
Okay. When do you expect that these two acquisitions will be finalized and in the books going forward for AAC ClydeSpace?
So our current plan is that we are going to have an extraordinary general meeting in the beginning of November. So that's when we should go the final go ahead. In the case of Hyperion, we expect it to be completed soon after that. In the case of SpaceQuest, we are likely to have to go through a regulatory process in the US, so it will probably take a little bit longer. But we expect to complete these acquisitions this year. But of course, in the US, it might always take a little bit longer.
Yes. Both of these companies are profitable this year, looking at operating earnings. How do you see your targets and goals going forward for the combined company when it comes to profitability?
So these companies are indeed profitable. They're operating well. They have successful business models. So we actually see that as a great addition to our current finances. So we expect them to improve our numbers and to help us in our target of actually reaching a positive EBITDA. As you'll be aware, we had originally planned to actually have a positive EBITDA in 2021. Because of COVID, we have changed that guidance, and we have moved it into 2022. We are hopeful that with these two companies, we might achieve that still in 2021. So we are working towards that. But of course, we don't know exactly how the pandemic will evolve over the next few months. So there is some uncertainty there, but will definitely help us in improving our results.
Looking at the sort of last part of or the closing of 2020, you have guided for revenues of 100 million Swedish crowns. How does that look, and how do you see on the closing of 2020 for AAC ClydeSpace, basically before these acquisitions, I would say?
So we maintain our estimate for the year. So we believe that we can still deliver it. So as you know, we have had a slowdown in the second quarter of the year, due mostly to the pandemic and the fact that some of our production was affected by that because some of our suppliers had some issues. We have recovered towards the second half of the year, and so we remain cautiously optimistic that we will meet the numbers that we have announced. Okay,
so basically a strong second half of the year to look forward to, and also a very exciting 2021 where we will see the new acquisitions as part of the new company. Yeah. So do you have any closing comments that you would like to share?
In terms of the closing remarks, I would just say that these are very exciting. As you say, they are very exciting acquisitions. They will actually support very much our plans going forward. We believe that these actually place us in a very strong position in the market, and particularly to grow. Our objective continues to be the world's best small satellite company, and these acquisitions support us in that objective. And they mean that we now can offer our customers a wider range of products, wider range of solutions, and effectively we can offer them a better service.
Okay, thank you very much, Luis Gomez, CEO of AAC ClydeSpace. Thank you.
Thank you.